Good morning. Thanks for coming out this morning here to Talladega Media Center. My name is Tim Packman, Director of Corporate Communications for Childress Racing. I'm joined by our Vice President of Competition, Mike Dillon, and our driver, Brendan Gaughan. Today we'd like to announce that Brendan Gaughan and the number 62 South Point Hotel and Casino team will be moving up to the Nationwide Series full-time in 2014. So we'll have a full-time team in there. He'll be joining his teammates Ty Dillon and Brian Scott. So with that, any questions we have? Would you guys like to make some comments? First of all, Brendan, congrats on the move up. You're back Nationwide full-time.
Thank you. You mean this wasn't, I'm not driving the 3-Cup car?
Oh.
Damn! I missed out again!
Damn, Brendan, that's what we were here to discuss how not
Richard
to talk
wasn't
about
here,
that.
sorry. So I figured I could take the cheap shot with Dylan right here. No, I just you know,
Now I'm
really
sweating.
excited. Really happy to be here. I love being at Richards. I said it a couple years ago when I got here that, you know, I don't want to drive for another race team and I want to win races. And the only thing we haven't done this year, we've led laps. We've been the fastest Chevrolet quite a few times, just haven't got the win. But we still have 5 shots at it, and I plan on going out with at least a couple wins this year. So we're going to keep digging hard on that. But just excited. It's you know, RCR's nationwide program is just as strong as or stronger than their truck program. Austin's been doing one hell of a job, and I get to keep working with Ty Dillon, who I love both the boys. Actually, I get along with both great. But spending more time with Ty than I have the last couple of years, it's fun for me to keep working with Ty and keep digging on that.
And Mike, this kind of solidifies our plans a little better for next year in the Nationwide Series as the Vice President competition. You must like to see that.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, we looks like we're going to have. Yeah, I'm still getting over the other comment, but we got. Looks like we're going to have 3 full-time nationwide programs with intentions on the 33 car running the full schedule. Also, once we get it filled out with Paul and Austin and a few other candidates there to drive that car. So we're really looking forward to our nationwide program running for a championship, an owner and driver's championship, and Brendan coming on board, bringing his experience. It's going to be a lot of fun, and just keeping Brendan in the family is we're happy with that, and you know, he's been a good partner on and off the track.
At this time, any questions for anybody? We'll be glad to take them to Mike and or Brendan. Bob Pockers, of course.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. What will your number be, and who's going to crew chief it?
It's going to be the 62. I asked Richard. You know, the South Point Casino has spent a lot of years branding the 62, and it's kind of been a pretty important number to my family. So that Richard was going to let us go with the 62.
I was asking, is that when Brendan was born? But I don't think it was.
Actually, I think it might have been about when you were born, old man. No, it's been kind of an important number, so we're going to stick with 62. And fortunately for me, you know, Shane Wilson's been at RCR for how long now? 10 years?
10 years, yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, Shane's been at RCR such a long time, won a bunch of nationwide championships, and Shane and I's relationship, you know, it goes back before that. So keeping me and Shane together, and I'm really, really excited about that because I think you can definitely see our relationship is still just as good as it ever was.
Ed?
Ed Hinton, ESPN.com. Brandon, just to make sure, I mean, the casino operation is still your family's business, right?
Unless my dad sold it out from underneath me in the last 12 hours.
All right. As good as you've always been with the media and as willing to tangle with the media as you always been, do you feel like you're prepared to help advise Paul Menard on catching the grief of your family sponsor and your race car? Can you prepare him a little better for that side of the business?
I don't know if Paul needs any lessons on that. He's been dealing with that just as long as I have. You know, we will have a few other sponsors on the race car next year, which is nice. That was what I like about being at RCR is, you know, our marketing department, new business development department has been doing a bang-up job with sponsors. I mean, all of our teams, Cup teams, nationwide teams, truck teams have really been just about fully sponsored. And so they actually have a few races that looks like we'll have some other names on my race car, which makes me happy. But, you know, I've dealt with that since I was 15 years old. I've dealt with that since I was a child. So I do not care what people want to say about that. I know how hard my father worked to earn that money. I know how hard I've worked to earn the money that I get, and I appreciate it and respect it. And if people want to dislike you for the success of others, then I feel bad for them.
There you go. Kenny, Bruce.
Kenny Bruce from NASCAR.com. For Mike, with with Brendan moving up, what's the truck situation at RCR look like for next year?
We have intentions on running the truck series. You know, we're working on a couple programs right now as we speak. We've met with some folks this past week. So.
Did I say Eldora? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll be back at Eldora too. I'm sure we're going to probably have 15 trucks there. We've got everybody. Everybody wants to run a truck at RCR now. So, but we have intentions on being there.
Who else? Guy in front. I think.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Brendan, this is like a comeback for you. So how emotionally and personally, how great does it feel to be back at the Nationwide Series level?
You know, it's not so much that the comeback is what level it is. It's, you know, how well we've been running. We have not won, and that's one of the main goals that I set out this year was I wanted to be here to win races. And, you know, with Shane, with what Richard's given us, with ECR engines, we have been fast. We have led laps again. We have been up front. We had a streak of 5 top 5s in a row. Shoot, I think until last week we were still the most top 5s in the series with as many bad finishes as we had. And you look at the things that happened, they were crazy. I mean, this year has just been absolutely crazy on the weird things that happen. So for me, it's the emotional part is just the fact that I know I still, at least it's been proven that I'm still a dang good race car driver, and Shane Wilson makes that easy for me. The Dillon boys make that easy for me. You know, they're great, easy to work with guys, and the whole RCR organization. I mean, Richard, Daddy Dillon, you know, all the group there is a pretty easy group to work with. So I mean, it's fun. It feels like home, and it makes me comfortable. You know, I mean, I can walk around in my jeans, and the only reason I don't wear my cowboy hats anymore is because I look like an old man next to Austin wearing his. So I got to keep mine in the shelf. But it's my type of organization. It feels very comfortable for me.
Thank you.
Chris Knight.
Daddy D.
Daddy D, yeah.
Chris Knight, CatchFence.com. Brendan, we saw you run the Truck Series, Nationwide Series, and the Cup Series this year. Does next year include some Cup races, particularly Las Vegas, as we all expect you to run?
You know, I have no plans right now. You know, my deal has never been just to go run Cup to run Cup. And, you know, when I ran the 5 races in 2012, or the 4 races in 2012, I finally was getting back comfortable in the car where we were going to, you know, I was at least up to the top 20s and kind of running at speed finally. And that's part 1 of a goal, but I'm not really worried about Sprint Cup anymore. You know, I'm 38 years old, and I'm lucky enough that that RCR still has a home for me, and it's where I want to be, and I just want to win races. If Richard wants me to go run a Cup car, I'd be more than happy to, is because I know the equipment that I get, but I don't plan on making that like, hey, let's go try to run 4 or 5 Cup races. I'm pretty happy.
And for Mike, can you clarify the number of teams next year? You talk Ty Dillon, Brian Scott, and Brendan Gaughan. And is plus the 33, or is that including the 33?
No, that and plus the 33. You know, we'll have that. But also back to Brendan there. You know, the Nationwide Series has 33 races. I believe that's right, and versus the 22 or 24 in the truck. So there's quite a bit more racing going on there too. But I'm sure we'll find a Cup race for Brendan to run too. So
Just not.
with
Long as he's paying.